Today we are reading from the book of Deuteronomy 8, verse 3. He said, He humbled you, causing you to hunger, and then feeding you with manna, which you nor your ancestors had known, to teach you that man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. And we're reading from the book of James 4, verse 3. He said, When you ask, you do not receive because you ask with wrong motives. You may spend what you get on your pleasures. Most often we pray for what we think that we need, but God sees actually what we need for our spiritual growth. If our desires are purely selfish reasons, God will make withhold such prayers. God will not answer that prayer. It's not because it's been selfish, but because it's preserving us against future danger. Because I could remember when I was praying for some certain business, and that business happened to click on, and I was called upon for that business. But it happens that delay comes along the line, and I withdrew. And those people who went ahead for that business happens to had an accident, and all of them died during that accident. Then I remembered this was the hand of God, because God was preserving me. Though I was praying because I needed it, but God was training me and preserving me against the future danger that is ahead of me. God withhold some certain prayers, not because He's been stingy, but because He wants us to undergo some spiritual process called a waiting season. In that awaiting season is a spiritual training. If God gives us everything that we pray for, we may not have that faith. We may not develop that faith or strength needed for our bigger things or bigger plan that He has for us in the future. So He will want you to undergo that training of waiting season